Governor John Carney. Thanks for joining us today on this live stream or Facebook Live, however you're coming on with us today. I want to thank you for joining us for the signing of this Executive Order number 43, which requests the development of a rapid workforce training and redevelopment initiative. I'm joined on this Facebook Live by our partners in doing this, Gary Stockbridge, who's the chair of Delaware's Workforce Development Board, Mark Brainerd, the president of Delaware Technical and Community College, Stacy Lang, who's the director of the Division of Employment in the Department of Labor, and our private sector partner, Mike Caranta from the Delaware State Chamber of Commerce. Prior to the COVID-19 pandemic, we as a group and as a state had identified workforce development and training as a high priority for our ability as a state to compete with other states in our region and across the country. And in fact, believed strongly that our ability to create jobs, bring businesses to our state depended on the quality of our workforce. And so special emphasis was put on education and training and programs to enable people to reach their full potential. COVID-19 pandemic has changed the world for all of us, and particularly for employers and workers. Thousands of Delawareans are out of work. Many businesses are operating at lower capacity, and the labor market has changed considerably. We believe strongly that the imperative for workforce training and redeployment is more important than ever. And the partners here that you're going to hear from in a minute will be part of this rapid workforce training and redeployment initiative. We appreciate what they do for Delaware and what they will do for Delaware workers and employers. I'm really confident that as we continue to flatten the curve of the spread of the COVID-19 virus in our state, more and more economic activity will occur, more people will go back to work, the demand for those workers will increase, and so they need to be prepared for those high demand jobs that will be available in the future, will enable them to support themselves and their families. Really critical as we try to improve the health of our community and strengthen our economy all at the same time. And I'm confident that we can achieve it mostly because of the partners that are joining us here today for the signing of this executive order. And I'd like to ask the director of or the chair of the Workforce Development Board, Gary Stockbridge, to share some thoughts with us. Thank you, Gary, for the work you do. I love your the background there at Delaware Works, and that's what we're trying to achieve here.
Yes, Governor, that is what it's all about. And thank you for allowing me to join you today. I can tell you at the Workforce Development Board and the businesses that we represent on the board, we're extremely excited about this executive order. You know, we recognize that there are a lot of Delawareans anxious to get back to work, but we also recognize they may not be going back to work at the same job they had before, and they may have a need of additional skills. And so we've been ramping ourselves up in expectation to hopefully get this executive order and run with it. We understand the word rapid in the title means we have to get out there and do it quickly. And so that's why we've been meeting ahead of time, because the idea is to really understand where is the high demand occupation of the future. It's going to be different than the past, and we need to understand what do we need to focus on, where are the jobs going to be. We need to do that first, and then we need to find training providers that have capacity to quickly ramp up and then rapidly train. And then the most important piece of this is the business connection. We need to have businesses that are ready to hire, that are looking for these people coming out of the training environment. So we're excited to try to piece all of those together, and at the end of the day, get Delawareans back to work and hopefully in good paying jobs whether or not they're the same as they were before or not, doesn't matter. If they're good paying jobs and they have a future, I'm sure they'll be excited about it. So I can tell you, you have the support of the business community, you have the support of the Workforce Development Board, and there's a great group of people coming together on a regular basis to make sure all of this comes together and is successful in a quick time period. But in addition to that, I think the benefit of the group that's getting together will be for this and will be for the year ahead, because this is not, although this training is rapid and quick and get it out there, we recognize we're on a journey here. I think we've assembled a group of folks that are going to be on that journey for the long haul to support you as you get Delawareans back to work. So we're excited, and with that, I'll turn it back to you.
Yeah, thank you, Gary. Thanks for your leadership on the board. Thank you to the members of the board who will work with us on this. I know you've been working with Albert Shields and Romaine Alexander on my staff leading up to this, and we appreciate that. We know that you'll do a really good job in setting the table and working with the Department of Labor, and Stacy Lang is here with us, the Director of the Division of Employment and Training. No state agency has worked harder than the Department of Labor, other than maybe the Division of Public Health, over the last 5 months, again, as we try to secure the health and well-being of Delawareans, as well as strengthen and protect our economy and the important workers there. And the Department of Labor is the point of all of that. So, Stacy, thank you for joining us. I know Secretary Saran Kidd was not able to be here, but we appreciate the work that you're doing with your colleagues there at the Department of Labor.
Good morning. Thank you, Governor, and thank you, Gary. I appreciate you guys making sure that Department of Labor was looped in this important initiative from the beginning. I just want to echo a lot of the remarks that Chairman Stockbridge made. We've actually, since even before this came completely into fruition, we started planning for how we were going to get workers back to work, post and as we work through COVID-19. So one thing with what has happened with the pandemic is it forced us to look at things differently and start to analyze data, looking at short-term industry needs as well as long-term needs, making sure that we're helping workers get not only their first job, but get on a career pathway that's going to lead them to a sustainable living wage so they can, they can have the American dream like everyone else. There's a lot of changes that you're going to see in Department of Labor. We're doing a lot of our services virtually and electronically, and that includes the employment services. So anytime any individual is ready to start to get back to the workforce, you're either going to be call us, or else you can go on the website, and there's going to be a lot of different ways that you can connect with us. But we look forward to working with the board. And we appreciate the help and the support that the governor's office and Gary and his team have given us over the last couple of weeks.
Thank you, Stacy, and thank you for the work that you do. You made a really important point, which is that the Department of Labor and your division in particular works on workforce development and training programs on a regular basis with mostly federal, but federal and state resources. This program, this initiative is made possible by CARES Act funding from the federal government. We are allocating $10 million of the CARES Act funding, which is allowed under the Act. And we need to thank and recognize our congressional delegation, Senator Carper, Senator Coons, and Congresswoman Blunt Rochester for their work on that CARES Act funding and for their work on additional funding that's being debated as we speak in the Congress of the United States with the President. One of the most important partners that we have in education and training in our state is Delaware Technical and Community College, particularly these kinds of certification programs and training programs for lots of various employment opportunities for Delawareans. We appreciate our partnership. President Brainerd, we'd welcome your thoughts with respect to this initiative.
Thank you, Governor. And thank you for including Delaware Tech in on your announcement for this very important executive order. As you well know, we appreciate the partnerships we have with your administration as well as with the business community to meet the local workforce needs of business and industry in our state. You've made some significant investments in the statewide community college. As you know, we have capacity in our healthcare, IT, construction industry type of certifications and programs that connect Delawareans with jobs. We also stand ready to expand programs like welding, HVAC, and advanced manufacturing. So we stand ready to work with you and your administration as well as our partners, and very much look forward to helping connect Delawareans with jobs and careers in the months and years ahead. So thank you for including us.
Yeah, thank you, President Brainerd. And you mentioned several of the jobs that are in high demand. These are jobs that have been in high demand prior to COVID-19. And you guys are really doing a great job in training Delawareans for those jobs and identifying those opportunities, whether they're certification programs and IT and construction and the trades and all of that. We've been able to maintain a robust construction industry over the last 5 months because they were never shut down, and they did it in a way that was safe and enabled Delawareans to go to work every day. I know the State Chamber is a really important partner here. They identified workforce development pre-COVID-19 as a high priority in the statewide economic development conference that was held in Dover. It was recommended by the working group that worked with the Delaware Prosperity Partnership in identifying priorities. And I know your chair participated in our PRAC, and the interim report identifies workforce training and redeployment as an important priority as we move into the fall. So thank you, Mike, for your leadership, and importantly for the jobs that the businesses that you represent provide for Delaware workers.
Governor, thank you very much. My congratulations to you, to Secretary Cade, the folks at the Department of Labor, everybody that has shared in developing all of this, because it's absolutely critical. As you pointed out, a couple of years ago, October of 2018, at our Developing Delaware conference, we heard from some outside site selectors, and they had several different takeaways that were important that all of us heard. And one of them was, we need to have a ready workforce. We need to have, when businesses look to stay, expand, grow, or maybe locate here, one of the top things they look for is, do you have the kinds of folks with the skill sets necessary? If we grow and expand, or we want to bring our business to your state, do you have the folks that can populate my workforce? So it's critically important. The partnerships that we've been able to forge, folks that I'm looking at on the screen here with the Workforce Development Board, of which I'm a participant, certainly Mark Brainerd and all the good folks at Delaware Tech, the Department of Labor, and countless others. We're very, very pleased to have been part of all that. Technology changes and advancements in tech and other kinds of things disrupt the economy all the time. And those disruptions are coming more frequently. And pandemics and even outside events, external events, really accelerate all these kinds of things. And unfortunately, the kinds of people that are hurt are typically people that have positions, they occupy positions that could be automated or could be changed rather rapidly. And so it's really important. This is, frankly, an opportunity for us to put folks into full-time training opportunities, accelerate all that rapidly, as the name of this executive order suggests, and move them from where they are to maybe where they could be. And I think, as Gary and as Stacy and Mark also, and Governor, you alluded to, could really change their circumstance, could really, really help families put them on a path to an opportunity with a long-term future, perhaps with benefits and much greater success for the future. We really have focused on tech, and obviously the way we're even hosting this meeting today, tech is so important, whether it's in the education sector, the manufacturing floor, tech in our hospitals. Tech is everywhere, and so we really need more people with tech tech skills. The building trades, as was alluded to before, complements of, there's an industry that, by your decision, never shut down during the entirety of the pandemic. And so, we've been able to make great progress in fixing roads, highways, bridges, and keep other kinds of projects moving along. But we really, really do need more people in the trades. We spent a whole generation, really kind of reinforcing go to college, go to college. We're at a point where we really kind of have depleted our ranks in the trades. And so this will help hopefully bring those numbers back up. And then healthcare, as we have more, we are such a important destination for retirees. It was an opportunity here for people in the healthcare sector to grow and have good paying jobs in the future too. So with that, let me say that, the private sector is a welcome partner in all this. We appreciate the opportunity that we've been given. We really do believe that this is a great step forward. There's a lot of folks who are unfortunately idle right now, and this will hopefully put them into a position where they can go from being idle that their full-time job might be to just get retrained. We don't have to be the best in the nation, but we can be the best in the region. So Governor, thanks for all your leadership and everybody who's participated in every bit of this. A great program. Thanks for doing it.
Thank you, Mike. And I'd like to be the best in the nation as well. You've hit a number of really important points. One of which is something that I've believed for a long time is that maybe the two most important things that state government does is protect the health and welfare of the citizens and to educate and train folks to be successful in the workforce and to have a strong and growing economy. Right now, we need to work on both. We need to get our communities healthy and safe, and we need to continue to work on strengthening the economy under one of the most unprecedented times, certainly in our lifetimes, and probably in the history of our country and state. And so enabling people, giving them the opportunity to get trained, get certified, and go back to work in a different field, as you said, Mike, to assist and support their families and the communities in which they live is so incredibly important. You've identified a number of fields where we have workforce needs in the trades and construction, in healthcare and IT. I believe strongly that we can be a leader among states in each of those areas. And this initiative, this rapid workforce training and redeployment initiative will help us there. It's an investment that we're making with CARES Act funding. Most of that money has been used to address the health and welfare needs of Delawareans as well as economic needs. And this is among the more critical. And so it's a real privilege for me as governor to sign this executive order number 43 and to thank all of you again for the partnership that we have and helping Delawareans get trained, get certified, and go back to work. So thank you all. And have a good day. We appreciate all your hard work on behalf of the people of our state.